The doctor came into the room and said, "You were pregnant." Another friend told me that her sister brought her to the ER. She knew she was miscarrying again. And the woman behind the desk was like, "Be with you in a minute. I'll be with you in a minute." And she was pretty rude about it. My friend had blood dripping down her leg. What was your first doctor visit like after you miscarried, after you lost your child? I don't normally do videos first thing in the morning, but I woke up with this one on my heart. There are so many women who've told me that their first doctor visit after infant loss was atrocious. My name is Sam Evan Tschritter, and I am the grief advocate Unedited. I say things that people are afraid to say or don't know how to articulate themselves. I actually had a good doctor's visit, as good as a doctor's visit can be when you find out you're losing a baby. My doctor was female and she'd had a miscarriage herself, and so she knew exactly how it felt. I was so worried, like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get pregnant. I'm never gonna have a baby. I'm never gonna have that dream come true. And she's like, "You know what? Don't worry about it. We're not gonna start worrying until after a second or third miscarriage." She actually said that, and I was like, there might be another one. There might be another miscarriage. Like, this doesn't happen just once. And I mean, obviously, logically, that is how it works, right? Like, we don't have a choice about how many times we miscarry. We try to get pregnant, but that part's not up to us. Like, bam, I'm pregnant and everything's fine. But she was so gentle and she was so kind with me. And she just made me feel like, hey, like, this is normal. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. My grandma actually had a good doctor's visit as well. She knew her doctor pretty well. And when he heard that Anne miscarried, he ran to her exam room. She described him as a big man who was red-faced and out of breath by the time he got to the room. You know, she remembered that. She remembered that 60 years later, her doctor cared enough to hurry. So many women have shared these horror stories with me. One woman talked about having a D&C in the labor and delivery ward and hearing babies crying, newborn babies crying in the very next room. You see photos of babies on the wall and you hear the birth song, the lullaby that signifies another child has come into this world while you are losing yours. These stories just impacted me so deeply that in my book, Love Letters to Miscarriage Moms, I actually wrote a fictional doctor story so that if women had terrible experiences, they could replace their experience with this one and live in a world where they had the best case scenario when they went to the doctor. Losing a child is traumatic. It's traumatic. And unless you've experienced it, you don't quite understand it. And then you go for that first doctor's visit afterward, and it's going to be terrible anyway, because you've lost a child. And the doctor's visit makes it real. They check your ACG levels, and it becomes real. The loss, I lost my baby died, becomes real at the doctor's office. So you're just going to have a hard time anyway when you go to the doctor, but you shouldn't have to deal with mean staff or callous comments on top of everything else you're dealing with. And so I wrote this fictional story. It might be kind of clunky reading. Sorry, just woke up. I just woke up with this story on my heart, and I'm like, I've got to go record it while it's in my head. Come on, throat. It might be kind of clunky reading this story to you, but if you had a terrible doctor's visit, I want you to have this one instead. Here's the book. I actually cut off the corner of my copy because I accidentally sold my copy once that I write my notes in and highlight and underline stuff. So I made sure that this copy of the book would be so ugly that I would never be able to give it to anyone. All right, here we go. You lie on the hospital bed, shivering in the flimsy, collarless hospital gown tied in the back. exposing your helplessness. Tears that flowed nonstop for days dampen your reddened cheeks. Fear, desperation, and longing consume you. 2 doctors enter, one male, one female. Sympathy softens their features. "Are you cold?" he asks. The female doctor reaches for your favorite hoodie on the chair beside the bed. "Would you like to wear this?" She adjusts the line of the IV and then threads your arms through the sleeves of the sweatshirt. Warmth, security. You inhale a deep breath. On the wall, behind the male doctor, you spot a framed print of a tropical horizon at sunset. "Your baby is in heaven already," he says. "Now we need to protect you." The female doctor grasps your hands. You are not alone. A nurse enters and places a seal over your nose and mouth. You'll be asleep momentarily. When you wake up, there will be no more baby. Your eyes widen with panic. Already in heaven, the male doctor reminds you. Safe, warm, happy. Your journey is longer, but you'll find your strength again. The last words you hear before you fade into the darkness of sleep are, "And you will see your child again one day." You know you're loved. People aren't going to get it right all the time. People are going to say stupid things. I actually have another video about stupid things people just say to someone who's lost a child. The doctor's office is not immune from people who say stupid things. You're not alone. Hang in there, okay? Losing a baby is awful, but you're not alone, and you are loved. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, please hit subscribe so that you can see future content. I'm here for you in any way I can be. If there is a question you have about miscarriage or infant loss that you'd like me to answer in a video, feel free to let me know in the comments. Talk soon. Actually, here's the book. Accident and wrote. It says, "Sam, do not sell this copy." Email me. Subscribe for more.